So they only had one vertical in terms of making money. And I'm like, oh my God, you're leaving all kinds of money on the table. I right now see, even sitting here with you, there's 5 ways that you could generate revenue. And his eyes basically popped out of his head and was like, wait, I don't have to build 5 businesses. I could build 5 revenue streams from with this one business. And he kind of leaned in to listen. And I said, yes.
Hey everyone, we are currently in Singapore. We are in Singapore. Marina Bay Sands is one of the most luxurious shopping center, and we literally just meet with one of our amazing friend, and decided that man, after the call, we are so inspired, and instead of giving you the 2 hour version, we want to give you a quick, less than 30-minute version of what he get out of it and what is our point. And I bet a lot of you can relate. And you can see C's right now it's outdoor. And C's, can you show people where we are at?
Yes. Outside, let me walk outside a little bit so you can see Marina Bay Sands right behind me here. So it's a big ship. It's got a swimming pool in the top, infinity pool, 3 pillars. Those are all hotels and shopping and things like that. So if you have never visited Marina Bay Sands, it's a must visit. It's one of the best places to come chill and relax at. Yeah.
Yes. And before we come here, we were chatting with one of our best friend. We met him at one another community. And, we have been a freedom entrepreneur, I would call it, right? We right now have a lot of time in our hand. We travel the world, right? And when we sit down with him and to chat with him, we're like, wow, there's still a lot of people that does not have time and still overworked, even though he has a really good business and he has been in his business for 20 years. And it really inspired us to kind of share with you because we sat down with him for 2 hours and just brainstorm and giving him a lot of ideas. And we thought maybe we'll give you the top three challenges running into and what are some of the advice that we have given to him. So that way you can get some information from us too. Because I know for me, my assignment is to allow everybody to live the life that they truly want, right? And be as greedy as you possibly could and live the end life and not an or life. What do I mean by that? Which means like for me, I want to be a mom, a great mom. I also want to be an amazing wife. I want to be also a successful businesswoman. And I still want my own time. I also want to travel the world. I also want to be a homeschool mom. I want a lot of stuff. And in the past, people always say, no, you cannot do that. That's too greedy. You need to be humble. Don't think too much. And now I say, why not? Why can't we do this? Let me challenge the status quo. And now, me and my husband, we're living this life. And we want to share that with you because we only live once. And I'm 45 right now.
Yes.
So the prime is now. And I might have 15, 20 more years, right, to live the life and still get all my ends in before I fully retire. But what about you,
Yeah.
man? What inspired you to start this call?
Yeah. When growing up, like it was always this or that, right? Even something as simple as like, oh, you can only have, choose between McDonald's today when I was a kid or Dairy Queen. You have to choose one, right? Why not? So it's either this or that. Why not and? Why don't now go to McDonald's and have Dairy Queen at the same time too, right? So that kind of led into life, into relationships, and into business that we want to live an and life, right? We want to have this and that, go here and there, and bring this person and this person, right? All of those things. That's kind of how we want to live. So, time and money are the 2 things we need, right? We all need time and money, and time is a non-renewable resource. You spend it, it's gone. We don't know how much time we have left, so we don't get more time, but we need to figure out how to best utilize the time that we have. And then money is a renewable resource. We can always make more, right? So for us, we are very passionate about show people how to make more, build wealth, and to achieve freedom, whatever freedom looks like to you, right? Whatever it looks like to you. So yes, we had a great conversation with a friend of ours who, when we're talking about successful life and business, um, he's a foreigner running a very successful dance studio in Singapore. He's a foreigner. He's from Russia, right? They're from Russia, and that by itself is already an achievement, right? Being a foreigner running, in a foreign land, right? Especially in Singapore where there's pretty expensive. Um, Teach people how to dance, and he himself, they have won awards, so they definitely have the authority to teach. Been world champion, for example, right? So, but he didn't have time. So figuring out like where they're at, talking to the husband and wife situation, and from my perspective of seeing where they're at, it was like total self-sabotage. That's the first thing I got out of it, right? What is that? What do we mean by that? Well, who would want to sabotage themselves? Well, in this case, um, it's easy to sabotage, even though you're not intentionally wanting to do that, because he wants to grow and scale and be build a successful business. But then at the same time, he's like, but if I do that, I'm going to suffer, right? I'm going to not have more time. I'm going to have to spend more time on my business and spend more time on doing the things that some parts of his business he does not like, which is normal. He's human. He can't love every single part of his business. So even though he wants one hand, he wants to grow, the other hand, it's like subconsciously sabotaging himself. That was one of the things that I actually got.
Hello, C. Savan here. Before we dive into the video, I just wanted to really first off say thank you for being here. And because you're actually here, I have a couple of gifts for you. The very first gift is our book, Just Do This. I wrote this book to share how you can actually take your most valuable asset, which is you, to turn it into one irresistible high value offer. You see, if you don't do that, then what your only offer is to trade your time for a little bit of someone else's money, like my parents did. They work so hard for most of their life, Monday through Friday, full time, 2 full-time jobs, another full-time job on the weekend. My parents made $2.4 million. The only problem is it took them a combined 69 years to make it. My dad worked for his company for 36 years. My mom worked for her companies for 33 years just to retire broke, retiring where they had more time than they actually had money. And one thing I realized from that is it's not the amount of money that we actually make, it's the speed in which we actually make it, so that we have more time to actually enjoy it. So showing you how to actually create your high ticket offer. Second is to market yourself consistently. You cannot be the best kept secret. You cannot be the secret weapon that nobody knows about. To walk you through how to actually market yourself, how to gain visibility and get known, get seen by your audience. And then third is share with you how to make more offers. You see, if you do have something that you can help your clients, you can solve a problem, you can help people achieve a payoff, then you got to make offers, right? You got to make an offers to your ideal clients. Otherwise, you're doing yourself and you're doing your clients a disservice for doing so. So that is my first gift, is our book. Second is a masterclass. It's called the Wealth and Freedom Accelerator Masterclass. I created that to really walk you through. Choose life first, your life, your very best life first as the destination. What does that look like? What's your dream life look like? And decide, and to live your dream life first. Take care of yourself first and figure out what's happiness to you. What does a fulfilled look like to you? If time and money were no longer an issue, how would you be living first? And then second is business as the vehicle, right? To choose business, just like I said, not a job, not a career, not a profession, but a business, right? To create an offer, to create a business, create a brand as the vehicle that will help you not only just build wealth, but achieve freedom and time freedom as well. And then third is people as the fuel, how to leverage people, how to leverage coaches, people who can help you go faster, how to model after success, how to leverage your peer group, have a group of people that you run with. You know, they talk about you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. I don't believe in that. I believe that you are the people you allow to influence you the most. So again, how to leverage people, and then how to leverage a team, people who are better than you, that you can actually leverage so that they can actually complete you. So that's my 2 gifts for you. And then the third is, if I'm going to invite you to attend our Dream Life, Dream Business Challenge. It's a challenge where we're going to walk you through how to live your dream life, how to love your dream business, build a business that you're absolutely in love with, waking up every single day doing what you know and love. And then third is how to leverage your dream team, how to delegate and automate your business. And then lastly, if this video helped you, I would love to have you to do three things. One is to like this video and comment your biggest takeaways, and then most importantly, subscribe so that when we drop a new training for you, you can actually be alerted as well. So again, I really appreciate you for being here, and subscribing to our channel is free, and we promise you we will not let you down with our content. So again, appreciate you being here. Thank you very, very much. Let's dive right into the video.
Babe.
Yeah. Again, is he self-sabotaging himself on purpose? No. And I noticed that majority, after coaching like three plus thousands, client one-on-one, hands-on, right? One-on-one, not a group coaching, right? To really find out that it's like a lot of business have yo-yo business. That means that 1 month it's gonna go up, 1 month's gonna go down, 1 month's gonna go up, 1 month's gonna go down. Why? Because when you're like, man, I want to make more money, your number is going to go up. And then when it's going up, you will say, man, I hate my business. I really are struggling with my business. And then it goes down. And then you go to some mastermind, you're like, my gosh, like, I need to do better than that. So then you go up. And then you're like, man, this is really not what I want. And I'm burnt out. Then the business is going down. So when you're going up and going down, I think that remind me of what Tony Robbins said. A lot of people lose 100 pounds when they are doing weight loss. Some really lose 100 pounds. Some just lose the 10 pound 10 different times. That's why they are losing 100 pounds. And I was like, wow, you are so right, Tony. And again, the truth is, most people are probably you, right? Type it down below if that is you. Like, never realize that you are self sabotaging yourself. I never realized that I was self sabotaging myself. I can tell you, one of our business before this business, right? We have the yo-yo business. Okay, we have the yo-yo business, up, down, and then we realized that, oh, one of the story that we tell ourselves is we will work really, really well when we are back on the fence, right? We perform the best when shit hit the fence. Sorry, my language. And that's what we do is subconsciously, again, not conscious, we're not trying to do it, but subconsciously, we hurt our business so that our back will, so that shit will hit the fan so that we can prove that we're really good because we perform the best when everything not goes our way. And I was like, wow, like this is crazy. We need to heal the wounds. We need to figure out what is the pattern that we have, right? So that we don't do that anymore. So this business, we don't no longer have yo-yo business, a yo-yo diet, right? We no longer have yo-yo business, and we're consistently growing up and consistently looking into the pattern, consistently figure out what's going to help the business and what is going to hurt the business. What is the story that we're telling ourselves? And that's exactly what we tell our friend. And crazy part is, I mean, I'm going to tell you, the answer at the very end of what we encounter at the end. Um, but the real truth is, he's like, well, I didn't really realize that. I didn't know that that's what I did. I say, I know, because it's really hard to figure out the label, right, when you're in the jar. And again, for us too, it's very simple for us to see what is the gap for you, right? Sometimes it's also hard for us to see what is the challenge within us. But we wanted to bring it up to you that the number one thing for most business owner is self-sabotaging, because at the very beginning, when you build your business, okay, you're on survival mode. You run and run and run, you push and push and push, and you have a lot of energy for you. And then after you get to a stage, it's like you're no longer in the survival mode. You're actually in the thriving mode, but you're still performing as if you are in the survival mode. So you're not aligned. And you need someone to tell you that, hey, hello, my friend, you're no longer at that stage of your life. That's the reason why you're starting to have another yo-yo diet, another form of yo-yo business that you're not realizing. Well, back to you, Cease.
You know, I have a yo-yo diet because Singapore is one of the literally, if not the best place for food. So check this out. So this is the massive food court that they have, and we're not talking about just like food court, like, is it just low quality, not that good because it's a food court? Like, I prefer to eat at this type of a food court because it's like there's Michelin star. Like this restaurant down there has Michelin star every single year ever since 2015. It's crazy, and it's a food court restaurant, right? Crazy. So if you want to come to, if you love food, you're a foodie, then yeah, MBS is definitely one of the places to eat at as well. 100%. I think that's self-sabotaging, even though we don't want to do it intentionally. We obviously saw that he did that, right? They did that because on one hand they want one thing, on the other hand, it's gonna hurt them if they get that thing. So, and we'll share with you here in a little bit of how we actually help them correct this, and the secret that we're going to share with you at the very end here. This is what you want your clients to say to you at the very end, and literally no intention. Really, it was just a great conversation, great coaching. We just met up just as friends and just have a good cup of coffee and just enjoy our time. But it ended up being a 2 hour coaching session because of it, right? So the second thing I got, which Phyllis may share a different perspective of this, but I also saw that you got to do what you love. So they obviously they both are doing something that they're absolute experts in. I mean, they were world champions, right? Dancers, multiple times. They're recognized by countries. And Singapore wanted them here, right? At the same time. So they're obviously doing something that they know really, really well, without a doubt. But it's also got to be something that you love. And would not say that he didn't love dancing, but there's a part of your business that you will love, and there's going to be some parts that you don't love and that you don't hate, and that's where um, you can leverage, right? So he was spending a lot of effort in his business, and when I say effort, it's like he's spending effort on areas that he also didn't like as well. They didn't love, right? That they actually not forget love, like they hated, right? To that strong, like I hate that. Um, so, how do you move if you really want to get ahead? And the easy way, it's not about effort, it's about leverage. It's about leverage. You got to leverage on the things that you don't want to do, you can't do, you shouldn't be doing, you don't love doing. So, this way you stay in the lane of what you're most passionate about. That's literally, just really identifying that there were some parts, and it's natural. You can't love every part of your business. Even in a relationship, you can't love every part of your relationship. There's things that my wife, it drives her crazy about me, but there's also parts of me that she's crazy about, right? So there's both. You can't be all. So that's one of the things I also recognize as well, babe.
Yes, I definitely know the feeling of loving your business at the very beginning and then hating your business in the middle, because this is not the end of my business, right? In the middle, and then having realignment. One of my framework, 3 C's, one of the big part is clarity. Because what Benjamin Hardy say, what gets you here doesn't get you there. What you love at the very beginning is not going to be what you love in the middle or at the end, right? Because you grow as a person. I remember when I was in a 5 people crew, the people in the crew was amazing. But then when we become now, 400 people deep, the 4 or 5 people are no longer with us because they are so used to the mom and pop. They're not used to system, culture, high standard, right? So things are different. So you have to consistently asking yourself, is this what I want? Right? Is this what I want? Or what do I want? What do I want? So that you can prevent yourself from self-sabotaging, prevent yourself from burning out, and better yet, you realize that before you close out your business. Because some people literally is like they don't know and they work themselves to the ground. And then it is too late to rebuild that business. It's too late to come back because they are so burned out. They are really hating the business. And if you're watching until here, I applaud you because if you consistently recalibrate and know what you want, then you won't feel the burnout. you wouldn't hate your business because there's so many ways, right? There's many ways to get to a destination. You just need to know the how. And if you don't know the how, you know the who, right? And for our
Totally.
friend here, he found the how, he found us and some of his friends too, right? To figure out what is the how can I get to that destination? And again, he is a great answer, so he doesn't know the sales and marketing way of the how, but we do, right? And thus we give him, I think we give him at least like 50 ways to figure out his business. And he's like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. To the point where the wife have an appointment and she delayed the appointment for 45 minutes so that she could be there to listen to everything that we have to say. And she's like, and then he's like, oh my goodness, I hope this call is recorded. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start recording it now so that you can see it and re listen to it. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is like the best call I ever had for a long time. Because now I see that it is possible for me to continuously keeping my business, still make the profit, still have the time, and still in love with my business.
The first point is obviously we clearly can see he's, self-sabotaging himself unintentionally. So the first reason why he was self-sabotaging is he really wasn't really identifying, discovering, just to really stay in his lane and do what he loved and leverage the rest. The second reason why I saw him self-sabotage is he didn't like the approach, right? His approach was wrong. Like there were, and what I mean by that is he was trying to change the destination. As a matter of fact, he was thinking about changing the destination, which ultimately is changing his business. Like, does he want to even grow this? He might want to think about doing something else. In all reality, I was like, wait, don't move the goal, don't move the outcome, don't move the destination, move the directions on how you get there, right? You obviously clearly don't love your approach. So we gave him a bunch of strategies on how to market, how to sell, how to deliver, right? The fulfillment part, he just wasn't, he didn't like the approach of how he was delivering. He's like, if I'm kind of capped out, I'm tired. Like, even though I love dancing, right? He's an artist, but I also love teaching it, but I don't want to teach it all the time. How can I change this? Because if I get more clients and I have to do this all the time, and even though, again, he loves dancing, but the part that he didn't love anymore, the approach of like him doing it himself, right? Him being the one to actually teach them all the time. So can he multiply, duplicate himself? Can he create a bunch of mini me's, things like that? Which is some of the direction that we actually gave him. So you got to also look at your approach. Your approach might be wrong. So don't change the destination, don't change your outcome. You just got to change your approach.
Or have a group of friends that you know, like, and trust, and ask them to hold you accountable and to ask them for new ideas. Sometime you might be a gym owners, sometime you might be a e-commerce business, but one thing that Tony Robbins taught us is learn from different trade. Something that it works really well for them might work for your industry too. You just really never know. So I will give that to you too. So you need somebody to hold you accountable, whether it's a coach, whether it's someone, whether it's your children, to hold you accountable so that you don't go back to your old way. Then you will get the outcome that you don't desire. And then at the end, you're like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
Right?
So they've been in business for almost 20 years, and so now they're at the point where their life conditions have changed. Meaning, he's like, I don't want to do this like this, right? I want to be. So I was like, okay. So what that means is you have changed your needs. I know it used to be certainty, most likely significance was his part of the top two needs, but now they're moving towards, I want to spend more time in growth and the contribution and love and connection with his wife and their son. So now their needs have changed. So now they're unhappy with their life conditions because their blueprint changed. So the takeaway from this that we gave them were two things. The very first thing is, let's find out what your life destination looks like first, right? Meaning, how do you want to live life, right? What's happiness? What's fulfillment? Let's start there. Let's not talk about the business. Let's not talk about the approach, the strategy, the business you want to run, how you want to run it, but who do you want to be, right? So that's first thing. So that's the biggest takeaway. He's like, oh my God, that makes sense. But that's what we did. We sat down and said, how do we want to live? Who do you want to be? Where do we want to go? Why are we there? Right? What's happiness to us? Right? So that was one takeaway that he's going to do. And then second is, and then we said, okay, now you have a destination that you want to get to. Now you have to choose a vehicle, which right now the vehicle is your business, right? So look at your business and say, how can I build a business that funds this lifestyle, that funds this life, that fuels this life, and then look at your business and really write down which part of your business do you really love, and which part of business, and identify which part of the business that you don't love as well, right? So those are there's two biggest takeaways that we gave him.
And maybe, babe, you can share with them what is the 5 ways that he can scale his business. You are
Yeah,
very
yeah,
animated by those five. So in the way we can share with everyone if they already stay till here, right?
yeah. So they have a studio. They have a dance studio, a very successful dance studio, right in the heart of Singapore, right, literally 10 minutes from MBS here, Marina Bay Sands. If you're in this area, that means you're running a really successful business. So essentially, how they got business was they would bring people in and give them a trial, and then make them an offer, right? Sometimes it's a 1 hour trial, sometimes it's a 1 day trial, or sorry, like 3 hour trial. But regardless what, people come and kind of get their feet or spend their time there first, pay them with their attention first before they pay them with their assets, basically, and then they would make them the offer. So they only had one vertical in terms of making money, and I'm like, oh my god, you're leaving all kinds of money on the table. I right now see, even sitting here with you, there's 5 ways that you could generate revenue, and his eyes basically popped out of his head and was like, wait, I don't have to build 5 businesses. I could build 5 revenue streams from with this one business. And he kind of leaned in to listen, and I said, yes. First things first is one. I would create a course, right? I would create a course, and I would drive traffic to that course, and I would get people just a taste of the course, and then sell them a course so that they can do some paced learning at their own time, at their own pace. He's like, oh my god, that's amazing. So self-paced course. Second, then I would definitely 100% go online. You're going to get more reach. You should sell something where your instructors, and it doesn't have to be you, your instructors can come on 3 times a week and teach people online how to dance moves, right? All of these things, all these steps. He's like, oh my God, that's amazing. So that's a second revenue stream. Third is obviously what they're currently doing, which is giving a free trial. But I was like, but the free trial should be online. They don't have to come to the studio. What they could do is they could start with the online first free trial, and then you make them an offer to come to the studio. And if they are not in your area, let's say they're not in Singapore, if somebody gets a free trial, they're in Russia, then your job is to reach out to dance studios around their area and use their dance studio and JV with them, and so that they could generate the revenue, and you can still teach them online, and then they have a studio to actually go to. He's like, oh my God, that's amazing. So you can JV with other studios. Fourth is events. I was like, events, right? Like literally bring people into an event every quarter and run an event and have people come there. And then the fifth is obviously have a high ticket offer to work with people who want a certain result, like a certain payoff. So, for example, they've been a world champion multiple times. There are people out there who's willing to pay for their son or daughter or themselves to say, I want to be a world champion. Why not create an offer that's super high ticket only for a specific type of person that will buy that because they want that result that you've actually been able to achieve? So I gave them, those are the 5 revenue streams from this one business. And he about passed out. I quite honestly. Yeah.
Yes. And the last thing is, a lot of clients is asking us, how do we sell to our client? How do we sell to our client? The answer is you don't sell to your client. You just give them what you got, right? You just consistently giving them what you got. Like us, we just pour into them for 2 hours because they're our friends. And I told them, it's not a sales call. I don't expect you to buy anything. And then he's like, yeah, I know, but can I work with you? I was like, sure, you can work with us, but we're not trying to sell you.
What's crazy? What was crazy about that is we didn't even bring that up. We didn't, like we didn't sit down and say, hey, we're meeting with you. to add value to. We're not asking you to buy anything, right? We didn't even bring any of that up. This all came at the very end when after what I call serve hard, sell easy, right? Serve hard, sell easy. We just poured into him for 2 hours with no intention really to get him as a client, to coach him or anything like that. But because we served so hard, he actually asked us for our offer, right? He asked us. He's like, "Hey, tell me about the offer. Your offer. How can I work with you? I want to work with you guys." Right? He got so much out of it. We're like, "Whoa, whoa!" Oh, by the way, our intention was not to sit here and get you to buy anything. First off, like we had to bring that up. He's like, "Oh, I can feel it. I know." And it really was that. That's a truth. But he was the one who then asked us for our offer. So if you want your clients the result of them asking you how to work with you, more information about your offer, how to go faster with you, how to because when we served so hard, he started realizing, started seeing life, his life, their life without us, and started seeing their life with us, what it would be like if we were their coach. So that's why he asked us. So if you want your clients to do this, potential clients to do the same thing.
Yeah, and again, the right client will come, right? If you continuously add more values to them, the right client will always come. You don't have to force yourself to sell. You don't have to worry about the sales call because a lot of you are artists. A lot of you just wanted to help people. Most of you are not naturally salesperson. But if you keep thinking about selling to the other person, they can feel it, they can smell it, and probably they do not want to buy. Because I don't know whether you heard of this or not. People always said, I don't like to be sold to, but I love to buy. I don't like to be sold to, but I love to buy. And you wanted to find clients like that. Okay. And that's what I wanted to close this out with to let you know. Like, it is very easy to find the right clients, especially if you're knowledgeable. Like for us, we are in the Tony Robbins Platinum community. So we are big with the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. We're also really big in the Russell Brunson inner circle. So we know all the best sales and marketing techniques. We met with a lot of people that make hundreds and $100 million a year, paying $150,000 a day in Facebook ads, doing amazing in organic. Only a group that have a million members. So we know a lot about sales and marketing. And number three is we are in the group with Peter Damantis, so we know the most updated AI and health, site, so that we can bring all of them to you immediately. So why am I sharing this with you? Because if you love these three people, feel free to subscribe and continue follow us in our channel because we will only bring you the best and the best only. And again, if you are older, more mature, maybe not older, more mature. You want more time, but you still want to get everything done. You don't want it to grind anymore, right? And you want to know what are some of the insights without paying a lot of money. Well, this is the right channel for you. We will love you to learn from us because right now, this is for us to give to the society, give back to anyone that wanted to listen because we want you to live the life that we're truly living right now. We want you to unchain yourself, unlock yourself, and break yourself out of the box that you lock yourself in and truly see what is your real potential and what your life could truly be and live the life without any limitation or as close to no limitation as possible. And that's the reason why we're inspired you to start this channel and share all these top tips to you.
We'll leave you with this. If you want to build wealth, if you want doing it without sacrificing yourself, you want more time, you want to learn how to delegate, then below you're a link to our Dream Life, Dream Business, where over 5 days, an hour to 2 hours a day, we're going to walk you through how to really decide, and to live your dream life because we're doing it. And we didn't before. So we never thought lives like what me and Phyllis have been able to achieve in the last 6 years really existed, quite honestly, for people like us. But we're living it. And if we can do it, you can do it. You can too. You just gotta figure out how. And then second is how to love your dream business, how to build a business that you absolutely are in love with, that funds and fuels this amazing lifestyle that you want to live. So we're going to walk you through how to really build a business because we're doing it, and we're going to really pull back the curtains and take you behind the scenes of what we actually do every single day, day in, day out, from anywhere. Where we, like I said, we're freedom entrepreneurs, right? We're anywhere entrepreneurs, where we're able to live, to work, to earn from anywhere. We want to show you how we did that. And then third is how to leverage your dream team. How do you automate your business, but how do you delegate? Who do you put in the right place, in the right role to do the right thing, right? So we're going to walk you through how we actually manage a team of 400 now. And if you look at it, it's crazy, babe. It's like, uh, so 5 years in business, that's 80 people per year. That's crazy. Growing a company of 80, on an average, 80 people per year. So, 400 people. So, but how to leverage people and processes so that you can run and stay in your lane and do what you love, do what you're great at, so that you can still, again, fuel and live your amazing lifestyle. So the link is also below as well if you have an interest to achieve all that. If you don't, that's fine. You got whatever you got out of this. But I think that everybody wants to live an amazing life. Everybody wants to, grow, scale, really just run a business, not only just achieve, but to really fulfillment. That's then the challenge is definitely where you need to be, and then how to really delegate, automate, and leverage teams. So the link is also below. Other than that, guys, that is our biggest takeaway to give you from this video.
Yes. And we are going to the Marina
Casino.
Bay
Oh,
Sands Casino to go find our mother in law and check them out, learn how they operate their business, how can they consistently make money and drop people. And look forward to talk to you soon in the next video.
Hello, Sisavan here. I hope you enjoyed and took a lot from this video. And again, for being here, we have a few gifts for you. Again, below, we have a link to get our book, Just Do This. So please grab that. It's going to walk you through how to turn yourself into a high-ticket offer, how to market yourself, how to sell and make enough more offers. Second is our Wealth and Freedom Masterclass. It's really designed to walk you through how to live your dream life first, how to choose a business as the vehicle, and then how to leverage people as the fuel for you to close the gap between where you are to where you actually want to go. And then third is if you are looking to live life on your terms, right, to be able to build a business also that allows you to live, to work, to earn from anywhere. If you're looking to delegate and automate with people, then we're inviting you to our Dream Life, Dream Business Challenge. And then fourth and finally, if you took a lot from this video and you actually want more, please please comment your biggest takeaways from this particular video, and most importantly, subscribe. It's free to do so. So that this way you can be alerted every single time we actually drop a video for you, some more additional training. And again, our content will not let you down. Again, thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you on the next video.